Welcome, welcome back to this another live session. Coming up, another session after the previous one. Throughout the day, we have seen significant move on gold. Since the Asian session, we have seen that upside level, expecting the market to trend back again in the major direction of the market. So what we are looking at here on Xauusd, I was looking at this instrument throughout the day along with some other USD pairs that we will be also looking at this session. Based on DXY, we'll be looking at British Pound US Dollar. We might see that bullish move that might bias to the upside on Gbpusd. Euro Dollar, we can see also the same way. Xauusd getting that sharp rejection from the top. Now, before I progress with this analysis and trade setup, I would like to see that the stream is going well, and if you guys can see and hear me, I would appreciate if you say yes or write Y or N in the live chat, that we can begin this session here. And are you ready to take a trade here? We can see that there is a potential for an entry in this area. So we can see that gold early has made its initial bounce back to the upside, and the price from that level got that rejection back below with a stronger momentum. Here we can see the market in this area here from this level having a reaction back below. From here, a stronger drop to this support has gone back to that level, has dropped back here, has gone back to the trend line. Every time the market is rejecting from that trend line, which is a long-term market structure on gold, and because it's a long-term market structure in that area on gold, expecting the price to potentially continue to drop here. Now at the moment, let's look at the daily. Today's price, we can see the price tested the daily 10 EMA and then getting the rejection back below. The possibility for this market to drop to that daily support is higher, and that's what we're looking at this market to give us potential entry as the price started to trend here, rejecting from the high. We could see the price to break that low is high. The possibility for the market to trend back down is higher than anything else. So that being said, waiting for the market to show up here an entry to this support level on gold. And let's look at how we can find that entry in this area. As we can see, the price respecting this resistance line where market creating series of lower high, and with this series of lower high formation on gold, we can expect for the price to come back here to this level to create a new lower low in this market. So let's wait for the market to show up here, and then based on that we will be entering into the trade here in this lower time frame. Now what you can see that 4-hour chart here on gold from this resistance line, it's a sharp rejection from the high, and as the market is trending, maintaining that series of lower high, we can expect for the market to come back here from the 4-hour chart to drop back to this 4-hour support level. Now it's a downtrending market structure, expecting for the market to possibly continue to trend back down here to this level to create a new lower low in this market. We see that there is a sharp rejection from the high, from the higher price on gold, and that sharp rejection from this higher price is an opportunity for us, a potentially selling from that level once we see that enough price action confirmation, as it's a bigger picture long-term trend is bearish here in this market. So let's see that how the market is evolving. Welcome to this live session. And yes, so let's see on the 15 minutes. If you guys look at it, you can see there is a very sharp drop to this key level. This is a key level here on the lower time frame 15 minutes chart. A pretty sharp drop in this uptrend here. This is an uptrend on the 15 minutes that you can see, while you can see that 4 hour is bearish. Now in this 4 hour, in this bear market, as this market was coming to drop here to create a new lower low, any break to the upside is where now a possibility for us to potentially sell this market. This is today's high, and also this is the same level, which is the 4 hour level that you have seen. The market has got that rejection directly from this high. This is an important level of resistance. We have seen that a sharp rejection here from that level could continue to drop to this support level here in this market. So from that zone, we see the market is trending, and we may see the price to continue to trend back below in this area to create a new lower low in this market. And here is, as the market is maintaining that downtrending market structure, expecting for the price to potentially drop down here to this support level. Here is what you can see the market. We saw that this is the 1 hour price action. After yesterday's massive drop to this daily low, we can see a local uptrend has formed, which is potentially for another possibility to drop again back below here in this market. So trend is the most important part. Past week, we in our previous session, guys, this is the second day of trading. As you can see, we had early one session on during that London session time. Now during that time period, we have open position, and that we have successfully closed. And now this session, what we are looking at here in this market, for the price to possibly to trend again back below here to this support level. And as the market is, if you look at closely, we can see that it's in a downtrend, right? So we can see the market is maintaining that series of lower high here, and in that series of lower high, as it's now trying to break this support level. Okay, so you can see the market is breaking that support level, potentially the price to return back again to create a new lower low in this market. So here is the resistance line, and we can see the rejection, expecting further correction, and then to return again to the major direction. This is what we need to look at for an entry, to find a zone where the trade become a high probability. Now there is a reaction here, you can see from this, and that reaction, if the market again going back to this 4 hour resistance to hit that level, we are definitely, I will be looking for sell. If it is going to go ahead again 3345, that's the next level that we might be able to see a potential sell entry. The price may go, may not go that far, but any pullback is where the opportunity for us to sell this market. And as CAD news coming in 10 minutes, we should see some movement in gold as well due to the movement on CAD. And here is what we can see. If you look at in that area, you can see this is the Xauusd, and also dollar CAD. If we look at, So where is the dollar CAD, the market currently? We can see dollar CAD has got the rejection from the high. As the CAD news coming, we might see that dollar CAD could try to break below or bouncing back to the upside. Daily market structure on dollar CAD, we see this, there is some bullish move here in that area. So that being said, on DXY, we can see there is a rejection from the higher price on DXY. So with the CAD news, we might see that dollar CAD moving with the strengthening or weakness on CAD. We will be looking at after the news. Before that, let's wait to see Xauusd, how it is performing here in this area here. And I'm looking for an entry on gold as soon as it appears. At the moment, we see that it's on a pullback. And the 4-hour level that you can see, the 4-hour price action, the market has crossed 10 and 20 EMA both after this move. Now it's getting that rejection back below. This is a sharp rejection from the higher price on gold, that giving the market to drop back below here to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. And 15 minutes that we are looking at in this lower time frame here, we can see the market slowly trying to build up the pressure back to the upside. And any bounce, especially the market going to test this level, if 334445 level on gold is an important area of value that we can look for possible sell opportunity in this market. Let's wait to see where it is heading to. And in the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Check 5 minutes. Hello, welcome. We are looking at 5 minutes gold. We can see that bearish trend here on this lower time frame. We can see the 5 minutes bearish trend, and while we can see that still higher time frame did not turn to bear market. 5 minutes just have turned to a bear market. That means slowly the market is shifting from a bull market to a bear market. But as I mentioned earlier, this is the secret of the success in my trading. Trading is not difficult, guys. You just need to have the technique, and you need to know that the right way to look at the market and then sticking to that. Okay, you see the 5 minutes, if you are trading in one time frame, that's where the trap. The 5 minutes, the market shifted into a bear market. But if you look at the higher time frame, 1 hour, it's still in a bull market, though we see that breakdown. Until we see that higher time frame and the lower time frame is not aligning together, we will not be on the trade. Though 4 hour is bearish and 5 minutes is bearish too, it's turned to bear market, but we are aligning with the 5 minutes with 1 hour or 30 minutes, which is still did not fully shifted from a bull market to a bear market. So lower time frame, we are waiting for potentially break to the upside again before we look for sell. If the market turns to continue to drop, it fully turn to a bear market, we will be looking for selling this market in this instrument. I hope that you are enjoying that one here. Your rotation class, top notch. Always enjoy your class. You keep the class alive till the end. Thanks for your acknowledgement. That's what we need to do, guys. Keep in mind that trading is boring, right? And boring is the worst feeling that everyone knows it. No one wants to be feel bored. But there is a freedom on the other side, right? Rather than going to, I had couple of students today wanted to join the academy, and majority of them what was saying that they want to quit 9 to 5, and that's what in fact we here doing to help the members traders to gain freedom as a trader. And that's what the primary objective of becoming a trader is, to gain freedom. Okay, and Epictetus once said that the ultimate goal of human being is to gain freedom. Okay, so the freedom is the ultimate worthy goal, and the freedom comes from financial freedom, right? This is the number one criteria to gain freedom, because when you have enough capital to pay your bills, not to worry about anything else, then you gain freedom. You can live anywhere, you can do anything. So that is why being a trader, successful trader, is important. And that comes with the price of being bored watching the live session, even if you don't feel like. But you're learning. You're learning the skill set, mindset, technique that you wouldn't otherwise know it. And that is very important. If you can stick to it for long enough, it's easy. It's not hard. And that's why it is important that you always keep a complete written objective as a trader, where you want to go in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years time. Keep a bigger long-term plan, and then you can succeed in your trading, because it's a long game. It's not a short-term gratification. You need to look for the long-term success as a trader, becoming rather than trading. Okay, being a trader is more important than trading. Welcome, Patrick. Thank you, sir. It's my first time being in your channel. It's fantastic. Appreciate you. Welcome. You're welcome to this channel. For those who are first time here, I'm definitely sure that you will enjoy that, because the education here is the foundational, is the fundamental way to look at the market. Our main core learning based on 3 building blocks of the market is the market structure, liquidity, and price action, that you'll see that you learn here over the course of this session, as well as that we are doing every day. Welcome. Thank you for confirmation. We have members from years since we begin this academy quite a few years ago. And those who are here, and I'm also learning many of the things from the members. This is how it is, guys. Keep in mind that trading, there's no limit in learning. Okay, I still learn these days. There are many things that I learn, and I keep open mind. And that's what being a trader. Okay, you need to be very confident, and so you need to have an open mind for learning. There is no end to it. Again, that Epictetus said, if you think that something you know, it's impossible for you to learn. So always keep room for growth, that you still need to learn more. Okay, so learning is the most important part in trading, and always keep an open mind. That's why I said more often, when I'm looking at the chart, I always look at from a fresh perspective. beginner mindset. That means because the market is evolving, every moment there is a new candle coming and there is a new structure is being built. 5 minutes price action with this green candle showing a potential for going up. The next one created a bearish rejection from the high. So that means constantly the market structure is changing for a new market structure that we need to look at completely from a beginner mindset, from the fresh mindset, that the market structure changes. We will be looking at this market from a fresh perspective. That's what we're looking at every moment, to see the market from a new and fresh perspective. Now, going back to the 4-hour time frame, our current level here to look at is to see the market pushing back to the upside before we look for any entry. Please, what bearish and bullish pin candle signify? That means pin bar signify. Okay, so to find a bullish or bearish price action, that means bullish or bearish pin bar, we need to consider, along with the pin candle, that means the pin bar, you need to consider also the direction of the trend, because a pin bar can work in many ways. You can look at a pin bar at the bottom of a downtrend, could lead that price back again to the upside. So we need to combine a pin bar with the direction of the trend. When they are in the direction of the trend, a bearish pin bar rejected from a resistance with a liquidity grab can be an important price action for sell, such as this one here. If you look at here in this market, what do you see in this area? Okay, so this is a pin bar and it's a bearish pin bar, and that pin bar has got rejected from resistance line, from a level where there is a liquidity. So this pin bar is a selling pressure, and we can see that the market dropped with that pin bar, and you can see that from this level the market has dropped, pull back, another drop, pull back. So it's maintaining that series of lower high and lower low, which is in a downtrending market structure, right? So a bearish pin bar rejected from an important resistance line is a selling pressure. Similarly, a bullish pin bar on an important support level rejected from this support is where the possibility to go long. That being said, let's look at here on Xauusd again. We will be going back to time to the education while we are looking at trade entry. Can you check Eurusd? Yeah, we will be looking at some point how the dollar CAD has, we see that the CAD news has come out, and we'll keep also another chart for CAD here, dollar CAD. So how the DXY, we can see that there is a bullish rejection on DXY from this level, that you can see bounce on DXY, which is basically a bullish rejection back to the upside. Okay, so dollar CAD, if you look at here, you can see that this is the 4-hour chart. After the previous session's bullish engulfer, after cross of this low, this session, there is a bounce on dollar CAD. We see dollar got stronger with the strengthening of dollar. Dollar CAD managed to bounce back to the upside again. From the 4-hour here, this is where the market has made its move back to the upside. So dollar CAD showing possible bullish rejection here in this market. And as dollar CAD is bullish, we see that mirror effect on gold. As dollar strength, gold can be weaker here. And that being said, what we can see on the lower time frame from the 1-minute chart here on gold, from that level there is a sharp drop, stronger rejection back below on gold, and that rejection that you can see, support turn resistance here in that area, support here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and also resistance here. And that resistance, we can see the market has broken back below with a one single move, and the market currently has broken out of this trend line on gold. And with this break from the trend line, we can expect for the price to continue to drop here to this support level. From the 15 minutes, we can see that with this narrow green candle, grab that liquidity, the market now trending back again below here to create a potentially new lower low in this market. That being said, it's still bearish. From the 4-hour, we will be looking for a couple of levels for the market to retest. It's getting a strongly rejected. It's coming up this 4-hour to close 1.5 hour, and we will still be trading in this live session, this 4-hour candle, expecting the market to go ahead and reject back again. So this is some of the levels currently it has created, and would like to see the market to first drop and then go back up to hit those levels. We will not be selling a falling market. We'll be waiting for the market to drop and then to return again back to this key level. So how do you know from which liquidity zone the price will reverse? Okay, that's one of the most important criteria that I use in my strategy to look at, because if you know that what level the market will reverse, guys, this is an absolutely important education. So I would highly encourage you to take notes here as well. If you know that at what level the market will be reacting or reversing, it becomes much easier for you to look at the market from that angle. If you look at the previous sessions that we have opened a position, I hope that you guys have seen that trade that we have opened in our London session live. This is the level that we looked at, and this is where the market has dropped and given us straight away one trade back below. Though it didn't make its full momentum, but we have secured the trade profitably because of that level. Now, to understand what level the market will reverse, you will not be able to understand it, because until the market goes there, until the market reach that level, it is impossible for a trader to know that the market will reverse. So how do you then know if the market will reverse? Absolute certainty is not possible, but very high probability you can predict a market could reverse from a level that you may be able to see by some factors. Number one, how the market is reacting to that level. Okay, that means, is the price is slowly going to hit that level, or is the price has hit that level with a bigger ATR? This is very, very important. If you look at here, what you can see in this area, let me show you. You can spot those price action. When the market will break that support, you can see how the market has approached that support level with a smaller candle and with a trend, and finally the market has broken that support. Look at the previous one. When the market hit that support, it did not have enough pullback and it was one single move. As a result, we saw that rejection back below, back above from that level. Now the same kind of price action you see over and over again. When you see this kind of smaller candle creating in the sideways, stay sideways. Don't trade those market. When you see the smaller candles creating in the sideways, do not trade those market, as those sideways market is potentially to again trend back. But when you see the market has hit such an important level with a bigger ATR, especially against the major direction of the trend, you are in a very good position to buy or sell this market. Simple understanding can give you a complex strategy to develop at any point. Okay, so I hope that making sense to you. Now let's understand that what time frame you should be looking at. Right? So let me ask you as a question, to understand that what time frame you should be looking at. Share your thought and opinion. What time frame you should be looking at. That's how you'll be able to see. And before you look at that, also make sure you like this stream, guys. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Okay. Now here is, we can see the market is maintaining that series of lower high, and we can see that the price grabbing the liquidity, maintaining that series of lower high, and we could see the price to drop back down here possibly, and at the moment we can see it maintained. So we see there is one impulse here, pullback, and we can see another impulse. And every time the market is, if you look at closely, what do you see? That it's maintaining that series of lower high and breaking back below. From that level, as there is a strong rejection on the 4 hour, it has tested the previous session's low here. What we can expect here, that the market to possibly again retest back above for another, and you will be waiting for a break of structure in that area. Now break of structure is key, very important. 1 hour time frame and 15 minutes or 20 minutes time frame. Okay, there are two things that you need to keep in mind, guys, when you are trading. One is the lower time frame, that means that entry time frame. This is also, I have seen in my long career, most trader makes this mistake, is that majority of them do everything in one time frame. Okay, look at maybe 15 minutes and check the trend on the 15 minutes, look at the market on the 15 minutes, look at the entry on the 15 minutes, and then trading based on 15 minutes, just to see that as soon as they have opened, the market reverse. Is because you are seeing that on the 15 minutes the market in a downtrend, while on the daily it's on the uptrend, on the daily support. Now look at here, this is 15 minutes market, right? If you look at the daily, you can see a completely different picture. If you look at the 4 hour, another different picture. And when you are trading based on that, when you are looking at multiple time frame, more often you will find one time frame or two time frames that are very organized in terms of market structure. And that's the goal of this looking at. Let me tell you what it is. What do I mean by that? Look at this 4 hour time frame on gold. This is a very, very delicate time frame that I would say that, because 4 hour is the most effective time frame in terms of intraday trading. As in that time frame, because if you look at the daily is too high a time frame. It's a higher time frame because some of the trade that if we open on daily, it might take a month to solve, or to go to the TP, or that stop loss. If you are trading as an institutional trader, yeah, you can use that entry for daily, but I don't use daily as an entry. But the 4 hour, you can find 6 candle in a daily candle, 6 4 hour candlestick per run. And 4 hour time frame is powerful, is because each session contains a huge volume. If you look at the Asian session 4 hour, for example, the first session 4 hour, all the trade taken during that Sydney session is in that candle, the whole volume there. If you look at the London 4 hour, including the Tokyo, all of that Tokyo session and also sometimes the Sydney session is compacted in that candle. If you're looking at the NY close candle 4 hour, you see that NY London, because smart money fill their orders maybe in a specific time window that you may miss in the lower time frame. You might be trading on the lower time frame, such as on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, but you see that volumes comes only in a specific time frame. So, but if you combine that with the higher time frame, that's where the real trading opportunity comes. So when you are looking at the multiple time frame, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, is that you'll see some time frame will give you very sensible information. You can see here, this is 4 hour, right? And in this 4 hour time frame, this is resistance. And you can see that this market trend is pretty organized here. From here, a sharp drop to that support, pull back to the trend line, and you can see that another drop. So every time a clean breakout to the trend line and then rejection back below after this pullback. So that being said, if you look at this current 4 hour candle, you can see that back to back 3 sessions high, and then it crossed these candles high, crossed the 10 and 20 MA both, and then rejected back below. If this 4 hour candle closing as a possibly highly likely, you'll see further drop, but even if it closed here as a doji or narrow red candle, that's a very good potential sell entry. But before that, we still can have entry before this candle close even either. That's what I'm looking at here. Now let's come back to the 5-minute chart. Now if you look at the 5 minutes here, you can see that here it's turned to a bear market. It's on a lower low, but we are not trading based on lower low. We will be trading based on when the market breaks from the structure, goes to the higher high on a downtrend, then we will be looking into entry. So looking at here on gold is for the market to move back here to that level and then to return back again to the direction of the trend. This is the 15 minutes that I'm waiting for a possible break to the upside. If the market managed to break here to this level, that's gonna be huge advantages for us to trade this market. And the key level here is this 3342, which is support of these two vitally important candle. This is the high, this is the rejection with the pin bar. Here's the move from that level. After this double top, the market has broken back below, pulled back to the upside, maintaining that downtrending market structure, potentially coming back here. So today's low that we can expect for the market to trend back down to this support level, waiting for a possible drop in this market after a break of structure. We can see that with this move, pull back here and the move, we want to see the market has managed to break to the upside again. Does break of structure simply put mean if it is in a downtrend or it switches to an uptrend? Okay, so that's another important question. Does the break of structure simply put mean if it is in a downtrend? Or simply put mean if it is in a downtrend, it switches to an uptrend? Only a break of structure will not guarantee that a market switches to in an uptrend or it turns to a downtrend. A break of structure is an opportunity to sell or buy, because when the market breaks from the structure, you'll see that it started to show a new directional bias. So when you see a market breaks from the structure, it in fact prepare for an entry, because once the market breaks from the structure, it refreshes the trend. When the market maintains a downtrend, for example, creating series of lower high and lower low, which is in a downtrend, and at some point you see the market completely breaks from the structure, it refreshes the trend and ready to sell again to the major direction. So that's where the biggest advantage of trading with a breakup structure. Now you can see that here was also the breakup structure already and getting that rejection again back below. So now for us to enter, we will be looking for the lower time frame breakup structure. Where is I am looking at gold today for this potential breakup structure? That's what we're looking at here in this market, for the price to potentially go back up, retest, and then to trend back again below in that direction. That's what we are looking at to see potential trend in this market. Here is maintaining the downtrend from here, a big drop followed by this pullback, another drop, and want to see the market is pushing back here and then to potentially continuing back below to this support level. Let's wait for the market to show up its hand. It's always a good idea is to wait for the market to show its hand before we look for any entry in those markets. So how do you know which zone has the highest liquidity? Can you look at dollar CAD? It's going up. Okay, so which zone has highest liquidity? Dollar CAD, you can see that it's in a bull market at the moment. And we may see that dollar CAD potentially continue to trend, and we could see the price to keep pushing up here to create a new higher high in this market. We have seen that big bounce pullback, and here the market is maintaining this series of higher low, and we could see the price to continue to trend back up here to this resistance line to create a new higher high. That being said, on dollar CAD we may see that potential trend continuation, while we can see that gold from the 15 minutes, from the 4 hour 15 minutes, the market has crossed the 10 and 20 EMA, which is showing that potential for further downside, while we can see that 4 hour gold here is breaking that previous session's low, and it's in a downtrend. Therefore the potential trend continuation and continue to drop, the price continue to drop is higher, the chance to drop further back below in this market. So looking at the 5 minutes here on gold, these are levels that looking to see for a potential breakup structure. The price has just penetrated the previous session's low here, and now we could see that pullback needed for us to enter, because we don't want to enter from lower low. We want to see the market has moved back again for another pullback, and that's what we're looking at. If you look at the 5 minutes here, this is where an important level that you need to look at this market to go back up to that level here, retest, and then potentially continue to rise back up in those areas, and then to reject back again to the support level. The current 4 hour resistance is here, which is a 3339, 3342 level, and then to return back again to the support level. Can you look USD CAD? It's going up. We can see that bullish move. Well done, coach. Can we waiting for 4 hours candle to close before entry? Help us to achieve pullback confirmation on 5 minutes time frame. Waiting for the 4 hour candle to close before entry. We can enter at any point. The entry may come at any point in time. We need to see that the market is on a pullback or has completed a pullback and then has overextended after the pullback. What level I'm looking at on the 5 minute chart is here, 3339. Potential to violate, which is also the 4 hour level. If this market pushing back here, it's an important level that we can look for possible sell entry. Not only that, also you want to see the market has hit that level with a one single impulse. Okay, we need to see not like this. You want to see like this. Okay, that's where the proper entry, because when you see a level is hit with a one single move, we can look for the market to show up its hand. There is a breakout here, expecting the market to trend to the upside here to the resistance and then to return back again to this time frame support level, which is an important support here. Expecting to trend down, trend back up here to the key level and then to reject back again to this support level. There is an expected move on gold. If you look at the 30 minutes, you can see that it's a one single move and that's a pretty sharp drop here on gold on the 30 minutes time frame. I'm looking at the multi-time frame. Here on gold, we can see that there is a sharp breakdown from that level, and that multi-time frame before the 4 hour close, expecting that pull back to the upside and then to return again to the direction of the trend. There's the move here, one single move, and expecting the market to continue to drop here. If we look at the 1 hour here, you can see that this is where from this level there is a big drop, and we might see the price to potentially come back here to that level. Five minutes again showing that bearish move. Current level that we will be looking at in this 15 minutes time frame, this is a complete one single drop here with except this green candle. And what we are looking at now at the moment for the market to possibly to break that high and then to give us further entry opportunity. It's a falling market. Patience is key, as I mentioned always in this trading. When you are patient, you are always staying ahead in this trading. We do more often open positions, but one we need to look at where the best trade coming in the market. There is a crossover of 10 and 20 EMA. From this level, it's breaking below. Welcome. You see that complete break below here in this market. From the daily time frame, the price has just crossed the daily support level, and it's a sharply falling market. Any bounce here now is an opportunity for us to sell after we see the price has confirmed that level. We can see the market currently in a sharp downtrend, and there are a couple of levels it has created. This is current 30 minutes resistance line. So we have seen that the resistance shifted from the previous level to this level here. And at the moment, if the market going back to retest this resistance on the 30 minutes, either this candle or the next candle can be an area that we can look for possible sell entry in this market. So this is also the 1 hour resistance line. The price has just crossed from 10 and 20 EMA, which is an important level that we can see. So the current level that I'm looking at possibly for entry is at 3337. The market shifted from one level to the other. Good afternoon. Can you please explain the liquidity concept, Kevin? That's a very important, very important question, because some of the secrets that we can see in the market, right? Candlestick pattern, anything, any information that you can see visible, some of the information is not visible, such as liquidity, which is always there. Now, liquidity is the fuel of the market that you can't see, but you can understand from the candlestick pattern that being formed in the market. While you are looking at the level at 3337, let's understand what is liquidity. In one word, that if you want to see the liquidity is your volume that you're placing in the market. In other words, your order or the stop loss. All of them are liquidity, right? Now, why it is so important to know and understand? Firstly, smart money is the mover of the market, right? Retail trader only consists of few percentage, 5 to 10% of the total market volume. The 95% to 90% volume comes from the smart money. And therefore, the market moves by smart money. How much percentage of retail traders volume in Forex market? Maybe little more. So nearly to 90% or little less or more, depends on what time you are entering. So now those liquidity that the retail trader bringing with the smart money is very important, because without those liquidity, the market will not move properly. So as a retail trader, if you want to remain profitable in the market, you need to trade like a smart money. But it's a huge advantage, because trading like a smart money, but being a retail trader, there is an added advantage that you can use for your trading that we'll be discussing later. But understanding liquidity, then when as a retail trader we are selling or smart money is selling, there is stop loss somewhere here, right? So your entry is here and your stop loss is here. Most trader will do the same thing, because this is the previous swing high. And also those stop loss. Now when you are selling, we mostly think that, okay, I'm a seller in the market, and we rarely think that I am also a buyer in the market. Okay, we can see the bounce here potentially to go back to that level. You might be able to find an entry in this area. There's gap open here, has not been tested yet. From the 15 minutes, I'm looking at this level for a possible entry, which is a liquidity zone. As we're discussing about the liquidity, we will be going in depth into the rabbit hole. So don't miss out this live session. It's a very important live session. As I mentioned, it's full of education as well as also the trade ideas together, because you need to fuse together education as well as the trade setup together to learn exactly how to trade the market and how the mechanism of trading, mechanics of trading as well as trading together. So now this is the level 3370. Would like to look for potential entry. We'll be waiting for one more candle to see. So, as we discussed, the liquidity. What is, in fact, the liquidity? Can you explain the concept? So, now as whoever's selling here, the market dropped to that level, right? There is stop loss above this high. This is a stop loss level of those sellers. And with that stop loss level from those sellers, those who are seller, we think that we are seller. And we really think that we are a buyer. You place a sell entry in the market and you're thinking that you are a seller only. But really you forgot that you are also a buyer. See, this is the concept. Because at certain level, you place a sell order, but the other level you place a stop loss. Your stop loss is a buy order, because a closed sell trade is a buy trade, is a buy order. So when you are selling at this level, your stop loss is here, right? And smart money smarts and also retail traders are also smart, and most of them knows that this is an important level. So there is a huge stop loss here. Okay, SL. Now here all of seller, those sellers who stop loss are buyer. Okay. Now what's happening? You are seller in this level, you are buyer here. And when everyone is selling here, it's not a good area for the smart money to sell. Let the market go back up here. That's manipulation that you can see. And that's where, when the price is there, it's a very good area to sell the market. Because when you are a buyer, means that you are buying. So when you are buying, someone else need to sell the market. Because without buyer, there will not be seller. Without seller, there will not be buyer. So you are a seller here and you are a buyer here. So because you are buying here, smart money is selling from that level. That is liquidity grab. So it grab liquidity, and that's a preparation for further bigger move in the market. So how do you find those levels for selling? How do you understand that those levels are important, and how do you identify those areas to sell the market? By looking at the breakup structure. And that's the advantage as a retail trader. We can trade the breakup structure whenever it is happening. And once you understand that, the only two things remaining to make you successful trader. One is trading psychology that you need to develop through consistency to practice with mindset. The next thing is your willingness to remain in this trading for long enough until you learn enough to become a consistently profitable trader. Which indicator helps to find out the liquidity on the chart? We have our own indicator that we can use to find out the liquidity, and also it's available on the premium group. If you guys on the premium group, you can access that indicator with along with directly, it's giving me directly the signal, entry, stop loss, take profit whenever the market is carrying the liquidity. And it's currently I'm using for both platform, and which is very important to see, especially when you understand, practice long enough, you can read from the chart. But indicators help me to find out exact location of those areas where there is a liquidity, because liquidity is like a contour in the chart. So you can spot those areas once you understand it. So here is the market. Now you can see it's on a pullback on the 5 minutes. I'm still looking at for a possible breakout to 3337 or above, and this is the level that looking at for a potential rejection back below in this market, which is also the 1 hour resistance line, 30 minutes resistance line, and the 5 minutes. We have seen the market slowly trying to build up that pressure here in that area. Here's the market slowly pushing back to the upside here. Expecting to move back here to that level, to this key level 3337, and which is the 4 hour resistance, 1 hour resistance line as well. We are seeing the market is slowly pushing back here to that level, and from the, if you look at also, again I'm looking at the multi-time frame from the 1 hour and the 4 hour chart, where this 4 hour candle also closing with a massive long wick formation here, expecting to go back up here and then to return down again to the major direction of the trend. There is an important support level here. Expecting to move back to the upside here to that resistance line. We can see the price slowly building up that pressure back to the upside and wanting to see the market to move to that resistance or even breaking up further above and then to return back again to the major direction of the trend. Here I'm waiting for an entry, possibly to break that high. If we look at, in addition to that, also dollar CAD currently trending to the upside when looking at the currency pairs. Some of the currencies, British pound US dollar showing bearish move, and Gbpjpy very sideways, completely choppy. So there isn't very impressive entry on GJ here. It's a completely sideways market. Rather, you can see the gold is in a trend at the moment, which is we need it as a trader is to see the market is in a trend. And from the trend, they're expecting revert again back to the upside on the intraday as 4-hour long week bearish engulfer formation here. $30-minute candle closed here. Here is the market is slowly moving potentially back to the upside. This breakup structure is needed if we want to find an entry here. We might be able to enter at 3337 depending on how the market is going to hit this level here on XAUUSD. As you're looking for a market that is trending, is the market slowly building that pressure back to the upside here, and expecting an uptrending move back above to the resistance line. GBPUSD. We see Gbpjpy getting the downtrend here, and GBPUSD we can see that there is a break here on the lower time frame. and we can see there is a sharp downtrend currently, but bigger picture on GJ is bullish, so we might see a rejection again. Gold is breaking back to the upside here. We're going to enter here. Let's look at the prices move back above the daily high, daily resistance. This is the 15 minutes move. You can see the price start to push back here to the upside. There is a key level of resistance, 339.83, and that move could lead that price to that resistance line for another entry. Look for an entry here on gold at this level. Stop loss above this high. This will be a sell limit from this level, and we will be placing $37 pips stop loss. Sell limit at 336.92 TP target to this level. So the market is almost at the entry level. But I'll be placing the sell limit. So I'm going to enter buy market as it's already the market at the level that I want to enter. So I'm sell on gold. So I'm short on gold. I'm on the trade. I have entered by market here with a proper risk management, which is running in little profit at the moment. And the stop loss I placed at 3340.54. So basically it's 3340.60 that I'm keeping just for the spread purpose. So this is stop loss and TP target at 3328.50. Expecting a potential downside here on gold as the market has tested that key level, and it's a long term. We see that there is a bearish drop here, expecting the market to possibly return back again to the major direction of the trend. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the session, we see some profit running in here, and for the market to come back. And this move, if the price is hitting that level, to this level, we can this is currently the market is pretty volatile, expecting that to have a comparatively stronger back below, and that's why we are waiting for that move in this market, for one more rejection back below, and then to give us what we need for another entry. So you're running sell trade, I'm running in profit, and expecting that the market with this candle close to reject back again to this support, as the market has broken a key level of resistance, and that if the market getting rejection here, we will be able to see significant profit gain here in this trade. Already I'm running in almost nearly to 17p profit, and expecting it to return again back below from that. There is some pullback to the upside here. There is the move with a long wick. Now expecting a rejection. So this 5 minutes candle not being able to break the high, we might see straight coming back below, coming back to that support level here. Now we want to see that it's got rejection, still it's showing that locally uptrend here. Depending on how this candle closing is important to see. You can see the market is coming back here and expecting now to trend, continue to drop here to this support level. And we see the market is trending in that area where some rejection coming again. So we're waiting to see the market to possibly to trend here back below to this order block here. This is an order block where we place our TP target near there, which is at 3330 level. There is an order block, and if this market is maintaining the downtrend here, we might see that potentially another liquidity grab that would bring that price back below here. There's a 15-minute candle close here, and before the 4-hour close, expecting this market to possibly to return again to the major direction of the trend. So here is the 1-minute price action also form an extra move back to the upside here. And I think because it's a long-term 4-hour, there is a bear market. The market is approaching that 4-hour resistance line, expecting the market to potentially trend back below here, which is from the 30 minutes still showing some upside bias. It's fairly overextended at the moment, and would like to see the market to potentially reject back below. There's another pin bar, and like to see if this is the starting of another move. There is a move here, and we can see the market slowly trying to build that momentum and expecting it to revert back again. We are almost at the entry, guys. This is where we're looking to see that because there's a 4-hour close coming and it's a sharply falling market, there is a long week doji here, and the doji from the 15 minutes expecting to Come back for another retest. Are you guys ready for a move? The possibility here for the market to drop back below is very high. Right, cool. We can see that break below here. I'm running on the trade. Holding on to that, we might see the downside here. Running in good profit at the moment. Would like to see the market manage to break below here, as with the intraday candle close. If you look at the 4 hour, it's a pretty sharp, big bear candle, long bear candle, and that bear candle is potentially to continue to drop here, as we see there is a stronger liquidity graph from the top in this market. From the 1 hour, we can see that a big long doji, which is also bearish price action in that area, and Very slowly the market is trying to build that pressure back below. We are seeing that downtrending market structure has been established here, and you'll see the market is possibly coming back below here and potentially continue to trend to that support. We see some bearish price action on the lower time frame that is forming here in that area, and that bearish price action that you can see the price to potentially come back below here to create a new lower low in this market. So you see that with this breakup structure on the 1 minute chart, the market is now slowly building that pressure back below here to this support level. There's a head and shoulder formation here in this area, head, left shoulder and the right shoulder. With this head and shoulder formation on gold, expecting the market to trend and then to continue to drop here to this support level. We are on the sell position on gold and we are running in profit at the moment, and with the 4-hour close expecting it to potentially continue to trend back down here to the support level to create a new lower low. Alright guys, so we are looking at here, currently running in with this trade, we are almost to 16 pip, and with the candle close expecting further drop, potentially come back below further to create a new lower low. we are looking at further entry. It's very nice, interesting sound here. Okay, refreshed some new trade, and we can see the market also moving in our favor. The market is trending currently at the moment, which is good to see that the price is heading back below. And as the 4-hour candle close coming, and we are almost to 30 pip, 31 pip profit running. I'm closing the trade with 31 pip profit, as it is in a very good profit area. I have closed the trade with 30 pip profit target, and that's a very good trading opportunity that we have closed. I have closed the trade as there is a significant move that we can see in this market, and would like to see that the price is this is currently the 4-hour close, and we might see some move at the moment from that level, and it might keep pushing back down here, or we could see that the market to again refresh here. There is a massive liquidity grab that we can see in this market, and with this liquidity grab, 15 minutes close, 4-hour close, we have closed 32, 33 pip. Now, if you guys close this trade, if you secured profit, I would appreciate a feedback in this live chat saying, yes, I have taken the profit, and that will be helpful. That's how I can see that you guys have benefited from this trade. So the main goal here is to help the traders so that they can gain consistent profit from each trade that we are opening, helping the traders, helping the community every single day in this market to gain freedom as a trader. This is our goal, as I mentioned in the beginning of the session, that we are helping hundreds of traders every day to gain freedom to become a consistently profitable trader. Have you got benefited from this trade? If you guys got benefited from this trade, say yes in the live chat, and that's gonna be helpful. Let's look at as you can see, the market has given us significant profit on this trade. Gbpjpy, yes, thank you very much. Yes, taken profit. Welcome, 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 welcome. We have taken the profit, and that's another successful trade, another profitable trade, and would like to keep trading with proper risk management with this strategy that I'm trading every day. Now, this is where the market, you can see, it might move little in a sideways, but we are on the trade and we have taken that. We have closed the trade. We are not on the trade. We have closed the trade, and next entry we might find very soon in this market. And I hope that, guys, you enjoyed this session. We successfully closed second trade of the second session. The first session we have closed one trade. The second session we have closed one trade, and we'll keep closing like that every day. And if you're enjoying the session, make sure you don't miss out, so that you don't miss out those trades that I'm opening here in this live session. That being said, thanks for joining here. We'll see you guys again tomorrow, trading live together. So far, I'm trading also in the premium group later as well. Any trade also coming on, I'm going to share with you guys in the session in the group. And yes, my trade is still running. Okay, yeah, if you're running, you can make sure that you always that put a proper risk management plan, so that you trade keep making profit over time. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again very soon with another live session, also teaching the strategy I am currently, because I believe that not only giving you a fish, but also how to fish. It's the skill that you need to learn, as in 2025, 2026, 2027, it's a time for learning and growing as a trader.